Hey guys, welcome back. What I got here is an old Poulan Pro. I think it's a Walmart special. I actually got this mower from my son-in-law a couple of years ago. The wife wanted one to cut around her flower beds and stuff, and I didn't really want to. You used to be able to go buy a brand new push mower for $100, and that's just not the case anymore. They're pretty expensive now. So anyway, he had this one laying around and offered it to me, so I took it. It was pretty clunky when I got it, but it ran and cut, and she was happy, so I went with it. It's gotten to the point now, as you just saw, it surges and it spits and misses and cuts back, and normally that it could be a couple different things. It could be an intake leak, could have a bad head gasket or something like that, but from my experience, it's always the carburetor. So luckily these things are just ridiculously simple. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to go ahead and get the top off and all that good stuff, and so we can get to the carb and the tank a little easier. While I've got it off, I'll probably pop the tank loose and just rinse it out. And the reason for that is it's a little 5.5 horse Briggs, but most of these, little Briggs engines are set up the same way. There's no fuel filter on them. It's just, that's hard to see. I'll get some light on it in a minute, but right here's your carb, and going down into the tank is the pickup tube, and on the end of that tank, there's just a little screen, and that's really the only filtration it has. So it's kind of important to make sure that the inside of the tank is clean, because whatever's in there is coming in. There's not really any way to stop it other than that, again, that little screen that I'll show you when I get it out. But these carburetors are simple. The bad part is they're plastic, so you can't really throw them in the ultrasonic cleaner. You got to just kind of take them apart and do the best you can with a can of brake cleaner or carburetor cleaner. But generally that's enough to fix the problem. Like I say, this mower has that issue, and it has another issue. It runs about 10, 12, maybe 15 minutes, and as soon as it gets hot, it'll just shut off and it has no fire. And I'm 99% sure that's just a coil issue. But that'll probably be in the next video. I'll address that. Also a very simple fix. But let me get set up, and we'll get the top tore off of this thing and get into it. Alright, let's get after it. So, I'll try to do better this time. I got this habit of standing between you and what we're doing. So, if I get in the way, just holler at me. Okay. Not really sure how that works. So there appears to be something else holding it. Hang on. We get to the bottom of this. I'll be right back. Alright, so apparently I just wasn't holding my mouth right. Well, we got it. It'll make it easier to get to anyway. The air cleaner off. Alright, so probably just going to take the tank and the carb off together. One thing to be careful of when you're doing this, see if I can show it to you. That tab right there, they get real brittle, and back there behind that, when you go to take it out, that will snap off. So be real careful with that. The spring is just a return spring. It should pop right out like such. And then I'm going to put you back down to do that, so I can try my best to not break it. Some of these have 4, some have 5. Go ahead and get that off. This particular carb has 5 screws holding it to the tank. I did spray this thing down before we started so I could actually see what I was doing. It was gommed up pretty bad. And that should be all 5 of them. Alright, I said I was going to take it off together, so let's do that. Like I said, where it hooks up to the intake, there's a rubber boot there, so just be careful when you pull it off, so you don't snatch it. Hang on. Just be careful you don't snatch everything loose. Alright, so real gently. Okay. Let's see if I can show you here. It doesn't look too bad, but you can see around here it's, you know, it's pretty screwed up. There's just junk caked on here. And this is that screen that I was talking about. It's the only filtration it has. Sometimes it just slip right off. There's not much to these. You got to be real careful with this. If you tear that, obviously you're in trouble, unless you have one laying around, and I don't. So I'm going to try to work around that as best I can. But basically, if you look down in it, let's see if I can do a little better with my light here. Right there at the top, dead center. That's your jet. That's the thing that you need to worry about getting cleaned up real well. This also, this tube right here, has a little screen in the bottom of it, and you can actually see there's some gunk in it. But anyway, this comes off. It's not threaded, but it will pull off. Trying to be careful so I don't screw anything up here. don't need to pull it off. It's probably better to just leave it than break it. So anyway, let me, I'm not gonna make you sit through me spraying the carburetor out, but like I said, just take your can and spray that jet out, get everything clean on the inside, your butterfly, all that good stuff, and generally that's enough to get them rolling again. But let me get this cleaned off and I'll be right back. Okay, through the power of cinematography, we have a freshly cleaned gas tank. I took the gas that was in it and just kind of sloshed it around and cleaned it out. Dumped that out and put some fresh in it. It looks fine inside the tank, so I don't think we have any issues there. And here is the carb. Got all the gunk out of the inside, the edges. So I'm going to throw this back together and we'll see if she runs any better than she did 15 minutes ago. Hopefully that diaphragm is okay, but we will see in a minute. I should probably, while I have all this off, clean the rest of this crap up, but for the purpose of time, and again, this lawnmower gets used, you know, 6 times a year for 5 minutes at a time. Like I said, I remember when, you know, pushmower started acting up, you threw it in the trash and we bought a new one, but for the price of a new one now, or even a used one that you can buy and you have no idea what you're getting, I think it's worth the time to do it, because we have, you know, what, a can of carb cleaner into it so far, and she should be good to go. Actually, I should probably do this one first. Let's throw the cap back on. Quickly. Now, return it back up. Make sure you can halfway see this. Make sure I'm not blocking you off again. Cap off again, so this behemoth thing will slide back. Air cleaner's pretty horrible. Probably address that. see if we can figure out how to get this hateful thing out. I don't know. If you can see this right here, I put it back in to hold the guard in place, and I was wrong. It has to, it actually holds the guard and the cover right here, so. Let's get everything else lined up. Those where they need to be. Yeah. And we forgot this as well. Not a big deal. Should be able to get to it fine. There we go. Some reason something's not lining up. There we go. It was just in a little bind, that's all. And none of these bad boys. Well, I think we're all back together. Let me get it down off the table, get it outside, and we'll see if she'll run. All right, let's see what we got. So there you go. That's about as good as you can expect a free push mower to run. 30 minutes of your time and $3 can of carburetor cleaner, and now you don't have to spend 200 bucks on a push mower. So about wraps this one up. In the next one, I think I'm gonna replace the coil on it. Like I said, it's got that issue where once it heats up, it just dies and it has no fire, so no spark rather. So I've got a couple of junk mowers, push mowers sitting around, so I'm going to snatch the coil off of one of those and put it on it, and that should fix that problem. But anyway, I'll get that one out as quick as I can. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you got anything out of it, appreciate a like, maybe subscribe. That'd be awesome. But until next time, see you.